Invite a Budget Blinds style consultant to show you how to transform your rooms just by changing your window coverings. Canada's #1 choice for window coverings. Visit budgetblinds.ca today.
Well, preseason action last night at the Civic Centre. You had the Lloydminster Bobcats coming off of a 3-2 win Thursday night in Bonnyville. Yesterday, they were hosting the Yaks in the second half of a back-to-back. Bonnyville playing 3 games in as many nights. Now 8 minutes in, Bobcats open the scoring. Morgan Messenger using the defenseman as a screen. Rifles one home past Billy Gorn, 1-0 Cats. Now Bonnyville, they strike even with 5.5 to go in the opening frame. Derek Brown casually sends one on net. That beats Ryan Turness. Late in the second, Pontiacs break this game wide open. Steen Pashnik slaps one past Turness, and he made that 2-1. Then a minute later, 2-on-1. Josh Bornick fields Alden Dupuis on the doorstep. That was 3-1. Now Gorn would shut the door after the first. Taylor Latosky robbed, but the Ponce netminder gets a glove on it. That was all Yaks in this one. They would score 3 more, this time on Diamond Pierce. Bonnyville takes it 6-1.
I don't think that we had any effort at all to give us any opportunity of winning this hockey game. And, you know, that became real obvious even early in the first period when it was a 1-1 hockey game. We should have been able to figure out right there that we were losing a lot of battles. We didn't have the compete level. We weren't playing with the energy you have to. And I mean, you can say it's exhibition, you can say it's a regular season game. There's absolutely no excuse for coming out and having the type of performance we did.
Definitely happy with this performance, definitely happy with the way our guys were tested and they're responding now. And what that does from a coaching perspective is now the difficult decisions become even more daunting than we expected them to. And
3 games in 3 nights, it is a lot, just like you said. And I mean, what we were thinking is that this is our last game here and then we get a 4 or 5 day break, so we might as well go out there and give it all we got.
Well, he's being touted as one of the brightest stars in the WHL, and he hails from the border city. Kale Clague has had quite the season, from scoring his first league goal to battling injuries to finishing it all with a gold medal win with Team Canada this summer. Moses Woldu caught up with the 17-year-old before he left for main camp and has more.
It's been a heck of a summer for you, man. I know that you just came back from the Ivan Holinka tournament. You're here. You're getting some extra training before you head back to Brandon. But I got to say, it's been a whirlwind over, I guess, the last, say, 12, 18 months for you. Can you describe how it's been for Kale Clague?
Yeah, I know it's been quite an experience up to this far in my hockey career, and going over and making the team and taking a team over to Czech and end up winning the tournament in Czech. It's been an unbelievable experience.
What's it like to be part of that group? Because you're amongst the, I guess, the elite when you look at the Canadian hockey players. So you look at the class of guys you're with, the guys you play with, even in Brandon. How do you kind of grasp the whole scenario and the situation?
Everyone's worked so hard in their hockey career so far, and to get to where we are now, it's what we worked for, and long ways to go yet to where I want to be. And but yeah, it's definitely good to be a part of the upcoming group.
The left point goes to Waltz, back to Clegg, shot, scores!
It's got to be neat to score your first goal in the same place your dad played when he played junior hockey. Yeah. What was that experience there, and what was it kind of like for you knowing that you had your family there to watch it as well? Yeah, no, it was good to get the first one out of the way, and in Red Deer too, with my dad playing there, and he actually scored in Red Deer in the playoffs as a goalie, so I guess that's kind of cool as well. But yeah, no, it was good to get the first one out of the way with the family watching. How would you describe your first full season in the WHL? It's kind of tough for me. I was injured most of the year, but the experience was good. We had a really good team, and you know, getting used to the travel and whatnot, and the everyday practice and the grind. You know, it was good to see and see what it takes to win. And this year, I'm more than sure that we're gonna have just as good of a team and go further. What are kind of your goals set for yourselves, going for you personally, and secondly with the Vikings? First and foremost, just have a good season, stay healthy. The NHL draft this year, it's my draft year and whatnot. So, but I know I just need to, you know, block that out kind of thing and stay focused to what I need to do. And I think those things will fall into place just fine. So I'd say, yeah, that's definitely one of my biggest goals. And then alongside with the team, to win a championship and go to the Memorial Cup and win that. Thanks a lot, man. Appreciate it. Thank you.
All right, in rugby action, Kale Clague Penguins, they could have earned themselves a berth in the postseason. What they had to do was win by more than 4 tries against the Parkland Sharks. But as you can tell by the score, the playoffs are out of reach. They lost 64-0 to those Sharks. Now the Sharks will get into the postseason with that win. The Wheatland Bantam Football League holding a jamboree this afternoon in Bonnyville. The Lloydminster Chargers and Lloydminster Mustangs getting the chance to play some actual football a week before the season starts. Now, teams at the jamboree playing 3 games each, some different rules here. No point after a touchdown, and 2 teams had 2 possessions of 10 plays each from the 40-yard line. Now, the Chargers went 2 for 1 on the day. Started off with a 36-6 loss against Bonnyville. Then they shut out the St. Paul Bengals 24-0. And finally, a 12-0 win over the Cold Lake Royals. Coach Mike Rarakowski telling Newcap Sports his defense was going to be solid this season and that he didn't expect to get scored on too much this season. So 2 out of 3 games with the shutout. Not too bad. Meanwhile, the Lloydminster Mustangs started off their jamboree with a tie against the St. Paul Bengals, 18-18 the final there. And they followed that up on the wrong side of a 42-12 game against the Bonnyville Mustangs. And finally, they closed out their jamboree with a 24-0 victory over the Cold Lake Royals.